coming up on this edition of Hawkeye News.
With all the devastation caused by Hurricane Katrina in August, Americans all over the country are being asked to lend a hand in the relief efforts. This month, the good students of Red Oak High School and around the district have joined together to help raise much-needed money for the American Red Cross. We'll have information on how you can help.
Plus, students from Red Oak High School and around the district also joined together for the national event See You at the Pole. Hawkeye News reporter Leslie Rangel will have a full report about this student-led day of prayer that is observed across the United States. A full report coming up later in our show.
Also, Red Oak is again moving from a small town into what many feel will someday be a city of over 40,000 residents. New houses are popping up everywhere, and along with it come new restaurants and other businesses that are eager to fill the need for Red Oak citizens. We'll take a look around town and see some of these new locations straight ahead.
Red Oak recently held its annual Founders Day celebration at Old Town Park, and Hawkeye News reporter Katie Sanglin was there to bring us an inside look at this year's festivities.
And finally, Hawkeye News crime reporter J.D. Foster returns with a follow-up report concerning steroid use. This month, J.D. recaps some important information covered last year in order to keep students and parents informed and aware of the dangers surrounding the use of steroids. News students can use, all coming up next on this edition of Hawkeye News.
You're watching Hawkeye News with Christian Henson, Natalie Hillary, Sports with Brady Sapp, news coverage from the Junior High Bureau with Lexi Below, and what's new at the WC with India Fernandez. Plus, academic and student life reports with our Hawkeye News team. Hawkeye News, leadership you can depend on. Hawkeye News starts now.
Welcome to this edition of Hawkeye News for September 2005. I'm Christian Henson.
And I'm Natalie Hillary. September was a busy month in Red Oak ISD, and we have lots to bring you as we approach the holiday season.
Over the past month, we've seen many heartbreaking images on TV as our nation tries to recover from the tragic aftermath of Hurricane Katrina. We here at Hawkeye News send our thoughts and prayers to the many families who have lost loved ones during this vicious act of Mother Nature.
That's right, Christian. We also want to give thanks to those paramedics, police, firefighters, and all who are volunteering to aid in the search and rescue efforts.
Hawkeye News is committed to bringing you more news and stories from across the district during this month's extended team coverage.
First, we go to Hawkeye News anchor Katie Sanglin, who is on assignment this month and joins us from Founders Day Parade and festivities. Katie?
Thanks, Christian and Natalie. Founders Day is a community event held every year so the people of our community can come together and celebrate with a little food and fun. This year's Founders Day was held on September 10th, and the theme was Around the World. I'll have information on all the performances, the many different kinds of food and booths that benefited schools, churches, and other organizations around Red Oak. This event marks the 27th annual Founders Day celebration, and I'll have all the info on the parade and events held this day later in the show. Back to you, Natalie and Christian.
Thanks, Katie. We look forward to hearing about that and much more.
Plus, our extended team coverage continues with a look at what's to come on this edition of Hawkeye News.
In a recent national survey, 70% of student athletes said they had not received information about the dangers of performance-enhancing drugs while on their sports teams from their coaches. It is sometimes thought that coaches look the other way or perhaps even condone the use of these drugs. I'm J.D. Foster. Coming up in this month's crime report, we'll take our final look at the dangers of steroids and remind students and parents of their irreversible and sometimes deadly side effects. A full report later in our show.
I'm Leslie Rangel, just outside Red Oak High School, where students from around the district join together for a national event held each September. Coming up, I will have a full report on a student-led day of prayer that is observed across the United States called See You at the Pole. Details on why this event takes place and the impact it has on students everywhere. But first, back to Christian and Natalie for this month's Top Stories.